Now at 6, Holyoke residents are getting a chance to speak out on improvements possibly coming to some of that city's most traveled streets. Tonight, MassDOT is accepting public comments on their work along the corridor of High and Maple Streets.
Western Mass News reporter Wesley Days is live tonight with more details. And Wesley, even though we're talking about the project now, it'll take some time before we see it finished.
Yeah, a couple of years, Abby and Chris. Tonight's meeting, which is underway just behind me here at the Holyoke Public Library, is to test the waters of the residents, right? They want to hear, the MassDOT wants to hear from residents about how they feel about this upcoming project in the community that they love.
This project has been long overdue. Improvements to High and Maple Street have been needed for over a decade in Holyoke.
Improvements in Holyoke are on the horizon.
This would be what we would call a complete streets project.
Aaron Vega is the Planning and Economic Development Director for the city. He lays out details of the proposed plan, which could mean added safety. Holyoke police tell Western Mass News that accidents in the High and Maple Street area, specifically in the South and Lyman Cross Streets, which this project is expected to impact, have seen 7 reported incidents since 2022.
Safe for cars, but more importantly, bikes and pedestrians. So having those dedicated bike lanes, making sure that crosswalks and cross signals and curb cuts are all accessible, ADA accessible.
Those new bike paths, a nice addition for one resident who works in the area.
I don't have a car. I got a bike. But with my bike, I could get anywhere. It'll be better for everybody.
It's more than just residents benefiting. It's good for business as well.
Any kind of improvement project like this is going to make the real estate more attractive, more valuable.
And as I just said just 1 minute ago, there's still no concrete timing on when this all could take place, when construction would begin, or when we would even see the finished project, Abby and Chris. Now, if you wanted to have your voice heard but cannot be here with us outside of the Holyoke Public Library, no worries. You still have one more chance to get your voice heard here in the community. There's a virtual meeting with the MassDOT, the Department of Transportation. That's slated for March 6th. That's next Wednesday. You can register on our website, westernmassnews.com. And by the way, as our cameras are rolling outside of the event, inside the event, our cameras are rolling too. You're not going to want to miss Western Mass News tonight at 10 and 11 for more details on how that meeting went. Reporting live in Holyoke, Wesley Days, Western Mass News.
Wesley,